Okay, so good evening. I hope everyone is having a wonderful time and enjoying the 19th Annual Starlight Gala as much as I am. My name is Kayla, I'm 17, and I'd like to share a little story with you. If you had asked me a year ago, what is the Starlight Children's Foundation and what role do they play in the lives of kids and teens that live with serious illness, my answer would have been I have absolutely no idea. Because up until 1 year ago, I was a pretty healthy kid. I was 16 when my journey in life took me down a new path, a path that would change my life forever. In December 2012, my bladder suddenly shut down. Weird, right? I had no idea that this would lead to countless hospital stays and procedures, and I had no idea that my life would never be the same. From there, my colon motility began slowing down, causing many issues with my digestive tract, which made eating nearly impossible. I live in pain 24/7, and I honestly don't remember what it feels like to not be in pain. And as frustrating as it may be, I do not and will not allow it to consume my life. I have learned that, yes, I have an illness, but my illness does not have me. In March, thank you. In March 2013, I was admitted into Sick Kids Hospital, which turned out to be a long 2-month stay consisting of multiple tests, pokes, surgeries, procedures, and exams in the hopes of finding an answer as to why my body just wasn't working. This admission was a difficult one. It was pretty much my first time staying in the hospital. And not only was it hard for me, but it was extremely hard for my family too. However, this was when I was first introduced to Starlight, and it was an experience that I'll always treasure. A portable Wii gaming system, the Starlight Fun Center, was brought to my room so my brother Cameron and I could play together, making it seem like we were back at home. You should have seen the way his eyes lit up as we sat on my bed playing Mario Kart. Such a simple thing made us both so incredibly happy, and I was overjoyed that things like this existed in the hospital. I was discharged from Sick Kids in May with no answers, no diagnosis, just fear knowing that my body wasn't working and nobody knew why. As difficult as the situation was, it changed me, and it made me a better person. And through it all, I learned a valuable lesson. You cannot let your struggles, or in my case, my illness, define you. Being sick is hard, but being defeated is harder. Feeling sorry for myself just wasn't an option. The weeks to come after my discharge were hard. I missed out on school trips, family vacations were canceled, friends left, and staying home became my norm. But despite it all, I kept going. I pushed forward and achieved the impossible, and celebrated all the little victories along the way. I then battled a pancreatitis in August, a blood infection in October, and then I finally received my first diagnosis, a rare connective tissue disorder called EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This explained my new joint hypermobility, dislocations, and extreme joint pain, but it still did not explain everything else. But regardless, it was an answer, and after months of searching, I was happy we could finally explain something. This was when my mom and I first filled out a form for the Starlight Foundation, and it didn't take long to hear back from Starlight inviting us to a Christmas party at Great Wolf Lodge. I was blown away by the generosity from people we had never even met. You could tell they really cared. This weekend getaway was a great place for my family and I to relax, be together, and to meet other Starlight families. But most of all, it was a way to forget about hospitals, illness, and everything we had encountered over the last few months. It was an escape, a much-needed break from reality. And that's what Starlight does. They give you a break from a harsh reality and present you with little victories to celebrate along the way. In January 2014, I was admitted into Sick Kids Hospital for the 7th time. Again, this stay being over 2 months. I didn't know what to expect, and after another serious blood infection, gastroparesis, and multiple tests coming back negative, we finally discovered that I have SMA, superior mesenteric artery syndrome. This is an extremely rare and life-threatening gastrovascular condition in which your major abdominal arteries collapse due to lack of intra-abdominal fat, causing an obstruction in your duodenum. There are only 500 cases known worldwide, and 1 in 3 do not survive. This prevented me from eating and caused excruciating pain. And after weeks of being in the hospital, I finally had surgery to place my GJ feeding tube in my stomach, which is actually here under my dress, which you can't see. Although this was yet another obstacle that I needed to overcome, I embraced it, and I did not let it get me down. There is no denying I was scared. I was absolutely terrified. But during this day, we had the pleasure of having visits from our friends at Starlight. And again, the love and support was heartwarming. And for the first time, it truly felt like we weren't alone in this. The Starlight Foundation has become a huge part of my life. And I can honestly say I would not be as strong and determined as I am today if I didn't have the constant love and support from my Starlight family. They give us something to look forward to. And they show us that yes, this is a bad situation, but there are so many silver linings. They've been by my side through it all, not only supporting me, but my family too. And I can't even begin to tell you how important that is. Nobody wants to see their child in the hospital. And I think sometimes everyone forgets just how hard these battles are for the families too. But Starlight understands, and they make it their mission to put a smile on everyone's face. And they have certainly done an incredible job at achieving that. From encouraging messages to setting up day brighteners for my family and I'm blessed to be a part of such a compassionate foundation. Things like inviting my brother to the Leafs game, sending my sister and I to see our hero, Demi Lovato, and planning a Raptors game day for my family and I while I was in the hospital are just a few of the incredible things Starlight has done for us. I don't know what these next few months will bring, but I'm excited to take on whatever life throws my way. And I'm excited for the adventures to come with my family and Starlight. And the Demi Lovato concert, now that was an experience I will never forget. Not only was she an amazing performer, but for a couple of hours, my sister and I didn't have to worry about hospitals or illness, and we were able to just relax and enjoy being teenagers. And I can't even tell you how amazing that felt, or how blessed I was to be able to spend that time with my sister. My family and I have struggled with not only my illness, but with medical bills, hospital expenses, and traveling between home and hospital, and so much more. So Day Brighteners and Starlight Escapes, set up by the Starlight team, mean the world to us, and they help make a scary situation a little easier. The most amazing feeling in the world is to feel normal. Despite everything going on and everything you encounter, you just want to feel normal. And Starlight helps achieve that in so many ways. They give me hope that things will get better, and they provide me with the strength needed to hold on until it does. This story is my reality, and there are so many struggles. However, my story is not a sad one. It is not a story of tears and despair. My story is happy. It is the story of strength, perseverance, and hope. Now, my story has been told quite a few times, but I will continue to tell it over and over again. And as annoying as it may get, I will continue to share it because I never know who needs to hear it. What I mean by that is, there are about 700 people here tonight. And by sharing my story, if one person doesn't give up, if one person is inspired and keeps fighting because of me, well, then I've accomplished my goal. Oh. You guys are so sweet. I want to change the world, inspire lives, and help others. And I've realized that by not feeling sorry for myself and by turning my illness into something greater, I can do just that. The way I see it is, when you're faced with struggles, you have two options. You can give in and give up, or you can embrace it, grow from it, and turn it into something greater. And that's exactly what I've done. And that is exactly what Starlight has allowed me to do. I'm not just a fighter, I'm a survivor. And my illness will never stop me. I've successfully run 2 fundraisers. I'm an advocate and an ambassador for Starlight, On the Floor Dance, and Sick Kids Hospital. I'm working extremely hard to finish my grade 12 year, and I've just applied to 3 pre-medical programs for university. My illness does not define me. And I am living proof that no matter what life throws your way, you are strong enough to overcome it. In the wise words of my hero, Bethany Hamilton, I don't need easy, I just need possible. And this year I have learned that as tough as things may be, with the love and support from my friends, family, and strangers, anything is possible. Starlight has helped us through some difficult times, and even in the short amount of time I've been a part of this foundation, I feel like I've known them forever. If I was asked today, what is the Starlight Children's Foundation, and what role do they play in the lives of kids and teens who live with serious illness? Well, I'd talk your ear off for hours. But I would say they're not just a foundation, they're a family. They're so inviting and accepting, and always very loving with open arms. They're a support system, your cheerleaders, your biggest fan, and your best friend. But most of all, Starlight is always there for you. And they show you that no matter what, you are never alone. Thank you, Starlight, for everything you have done for me and my family. I will be eternally grateful. Have a good night, everyone, and thank you for listening.